This is a video response to Dan Brown, aka Pogo Bat, on YouTube. By the way, Dan, I love the new video format, or lack thereof. It's cool. I like it. Okay, whatever. In his July 5th video, Fartsy, Dan talks about art and how he doesn't consider his videos to be art. Now, we as a society take art very seriously. We don't want to slander the term or undeservedly attribute it. For example, many of you may know that Roger Ebert a few years ago rustled many a Jimmy by proclaiming that video games were not art. And in spite of the fact that in his defense of that statement, he sort of made it clear that he didn't really know that much about video games, the ensuing debate made it very clear to me that people don't play about their art. Whether you're calling something that isn't art, or whether you're refusing to call something that is art, art. One of the top comments in Dan's video is something like, Dan's videos may not be art, but Zay Frank's sure are. Now, Zay Frank is amazing, but there's not that much difference between Pogo Bat and Zay Frank. They're both dudes that sit down in front of a camera and talk about stuff, basically. And they both do so in creative ways. Which leads me to the point that some people define art as stuff I like. And that can't be the definition, or can it? See, I say all this under the presumption that art is something apart from what we just decide it is. Dan says in that video that when he sits down to work on his video, he doesn't say, I'm gonna make some art now. Well, me neither, but does any artist do that? Did Picasso sit down and say, I'm gonna make some art today? Or was it more like, I just thought of something cool I can do with my medium? And if so, how's that any different from what you do, Dan, or what I do? I mean, personally, I challenge the notion that there's some kind of objective definition of what art is. There are the classic media that we associate with the word art, like painting and theater and music and poetry, but that's not the only way that people are exhibiting technique and expressing ideas and telling stories anymore. There is no art, there is only artfulness. And yes, Dan, your videos, as well as Zay Frank's and Mitchell Davis's, are artful. More so than the average vlogger, actually. Especially the new ones. In fact, I'd go further than that. I think the way LeBron James plays basketball is artful. The way Louis C.K. tells jokes is artful. The way my roommate makes these badass delicious tuna melts is fucking artful. I understand we don't want to disgrace what is supposed to be art, but I think we're too focused on the semantics here when we should be focused on just making a bunch of cool shit. Whatever it's called. Or whatever, what do I know?